Today we're going to talk about establishing 3 flows of income like your life depends on it, folks, because your life does depend on it. Tycoon Nation, it's Patrick Tycoon Jones here. Thank you for rolling in the Tycoon Mobile with me again. Today we're going to talk about establishing 3 flows of income like your life depends on it, folks, because your life does depend on it. If you went to college, you're about to graduate, or let's just say you didn't go to college and you're like, what the hell do I want to do? So first and foremost, I'm going to tell you this. For those of you who didn't go to college and you're trying to figure out what you should do, I recommend that you go to Google and you start researching based on things that you're interested in. Or it could even be things that you like doing already. And I would say, look at what the median income is based on whatever profession that you're looking at. So that gives you some basic level understanding of, okay, if I go out there and I get a trade, I'm a plumber, the median income in my area is X amount. If I go into corporate sales, the median income is X amount, right? So understand what it is that you're striving for and understand exactly what your earning potential is. If you don't know that, that's a key starting point. Next, get a 9-to-5. I will tell you, based on my life experiences, I got a 9-to-5. I went into sales, got into corporate sales. And the reason why corporate sales actually chose me is because I was always money motivated, folks. I knew that money was my key motivation. I wanted to make a lot of it, right? And I wanted to make it as quick as possible without doing anything illegal, right? And how could I do that? So sales was it. Because in sales, why? Because in sales, you get a base salary. And then depending upon how good you are at closing deals, building rapport, and the type of solutions or services that you were selling, it brings forth larger commission payouts, right? So to me, being young and having a kid young, I could get into that and I could make some real money. So that's the reason why I would say the sales chose me. I didn't necessarily choose sales. And I always had a knack for talking, right? I could always communicate well and effectively. I always had a A-type personality. So sales just kind of, it's who I am naturally, right? So that's why sales chose me, and it's amazing. I really appreciate everything that sales has done for me from a corporate perspective. If it wasn't for that, I wouldn't be in the position that I'm in today. So that's that. Now, once you get a job, once you start saving money, first, you got to put forth a plan of how much money you can actually save. Okay, that's important. I would say if you're saving money and you have an effective plan for it, I would be aggressive when it comes to how much you can save, okay? Because at the end of the day, everything counts when you're saving money. So if that means you don't have cable for a while, fuck cable. You don't need it. If that means that you go to Metro PCS, I believe that's or Cricket, let's just say, for cell phone coverage, and it's a cheaper cell phone coverage, you do just that. Like, no need to go out and get an expensive plan or get any type of luxuries that's unnecessary while you're trying to save money to make money, okay? So start saving money with an identified purpose, period. So you have to say to yourself, okay, well, if I save money, what am I saving for? What am I going to do with it? How am I going to flip it? How am I going to double it, right? Those are the things that we talk about in the mastermind session. Folks, if you're watching this video and you have not signed up for the mastermind session, the phone number is in the description. If you haven't done it, you're doing yourself a great disservice. Sign up for it. Let's get real about your success, okay? Let's get serious about this thing, all right? Now, after you have some change saved, now let's talk about building a portfolio, okay? What are some things that you can invest in? All right, well, quite naturally, you can invest in a business, okay? Secondarily, you can invest in real estate. You can also invest in stocks that pay dividends, right? These are things that you can invest in that's going to actually yield a return, okay? So anything you invest in, you want to make sure that it's going to yield a return. At the end of the day, when I was looking to invest, when I was in your position, just starting out, I always wanted to invest in something that was going to make me money passively. So the first thing that I invested in was real estate. It was a duplex. Now, I highly recommend that because it has worked out and it's paid dividends to us. But at the end of the day, you have to figure out what it is that you want to invest in and then go after it, folks. Next, you can also invest in stocks. So stocks that will pay you dividends. What does that mean? Your blue chip stocks, right? These are companies, your Fortune 500 companies, that at the end of the day, they will pay you, dividends based on how well they do. So you put money in the machine and out comes money based on you owning stock in that company, how well they're doing, you're tied to their success, and they're going to pay you dividends as a result. Very, very important. And it's a key part of my portfolio. I highly recommend that you look at it being part of your portfolio as well if you're not doing that, okay? Next, you can also invest in multifamily units. So I mentioned a duplex. That was the very first secondary property that, we invested in. Now, here's the thing. You can, and this is something that we also talk about, okay? That's the reason why you need to start reaching out, because the LMS, the learning management system, it's on its way. But I am conducting courses. I'm conducting sessions on a very consistent basis, and we're getting extremely granular with this stuff, and I'm explaining how you can make money. So you can invest in, multifamily units. You don't have to start with, it's what they call, C-class properties. There's various states, right? So what does that actually mean? The grade and or the level of the property that you're actually investing in. Is it in a really nice, area that's bustling? Okay, that's going to be kind of your A tier property. Your B tier is going to be less than that, and your C tier is going to be less than that, right? So you don't have to start off with the 5-star apartment building. You can start off in a rural area with duplex, and then build your portfolio up, right? So there's strategies on that as well. And that's something that we talk about. So again, you guys need to truly lock in by reaching out and signing up for these courses, okay? Next, I didn't have anyone in my circle telling me how to start, right? I had to learn from scratch. If there were any mistakes that needed to be learned, I didn't have a fast track to pick up a phone and say, hey, look, I'm getting ready to invest in, this 10-unit property. What are some of the things that I should be looking for? I had to learn that the hard way by doing it. So you guys are fortunate. You have me as your mentor talking to you on a consistent basis through the YouTube channel, but you also have access to me as well by reaching out and signing up for these mastermind sessions, okay? So tap into that, because I can be your mentor. Again, it's something that I wish I had access to. The guys that I was actually paying attention to on YouTube, when it comes to them mentoring you, it was like 10, 15, $20,000, right? With me, it's not that. So you guys need to tap in, okay? And then last but not least, mentorship. Mentorship is extremely important. I'll tell you a funny story. Well, it's funny to me now. At the time, it wasn't. I was in the corporate world. I was working at this job, and there was a gentleman. He was a director of sales at the time. Ended up being the VP, then ended up being the president of the company. But when he was a director, I asked him, I said, hey, look, I wanted him to be my mentor. And guess what he did? He had the audacity to say, oh, I don't mentor people. But later on, I found out he did. So nevertheless, he just didn't want to mentor me for whatever reason. But it's funny how things go back around, because when I got the VP role and I announced it on LinkedIn, he was the first person, oh yeah, I'm cheering for you, I knew you'd do it, rah, 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 whatever. But at the end of the day, with me, you're not going to have to worry about me declining when it comes to you being mentored by me. That's what I want to do, and I need you guys to lock in, because I'm locked in with you, but more importantly, I'm already mentoring people, and when I'm giving you this advice to advance your life, the only thing that I ask is that you actually follow through and do it. That's it, right? You don't want to waste your time, and you definitely don't want to waste my time. So, to all my tycoons, I appreciate you rolling with me today. But again, you guys need to start reaching out. These mentorship classes are going on. In addition to that, the mastermind sessions are going on. They're taking place. And people are actually benefiting from it. You need to be the one that benefits next. Talk soon.